Sashi. I'm out here at the Man Sports headquarters. We'll be filming today a trainer that will allow you to activate all the muscles that are going to support your knees. So if you're a runner or a weightlifter or any type of you like to take group classes, but your knees always bother you, even just in daily life, if you have knee pain from sitting a lot, you can do some of these movements. Like I said, it's going to activate all of the muscles that will support the joint, which will allow the joint to take less pressure. So for our first movement, we have our prone terminal knee extensions. What you will do is lay face down on the ground. You'll place your hands palm over palm and lay your forehead on the ground. You'll take your toes and tuck them on the ground. So you'll have a slight bend in your knee to start. All you're going to do is squeeze the front side of your leg, your quad, to activate it, which will create space and length through the back of your leg. Your toe will never leave the ground on this exercise. All you want to do is squeeze the front side of the leg, hold that squeeze for a breath or two, and then release it. Perform that 10 to 15 times on both legs before moving on to the next exercise. So for our second exercise, it's going to be a prone hamstring raise. It'll be a similar setup for the first movement. You'll be still laying face down, create a little pillow with your hands, if you will. Rest your forehead on the ground. On this one, your leg will lift. So you're gonna straighten out that leg as straight as you can possibly get it. From there, you're gonna use the glute and the hamstring to lift the leg, keeping it straight, and then lower it down. You'll want to squeeze at the top of the movement, hold it for a second or two before lowering the leg gently. Again, with this movement, 10 to 15 reps per side. Next up, we have our prone bent knee raises. Again, you'll still be laying on the ground. You can allow your forehead to rest on your arms. From here, you'll bend one leg. So create a 90-degree bend, let's say with your right leg first, and keep your foot really flexed. You'll lead with the heel to perform this movement. You'll lift at the glute, lifting your heel towards the sky. Again, you want to squeeze it at the top, hold it for a breath or two before lowering. 10 to 15 reps per side. For our next exercise, we have what are called quad clenches. You'll lay on your back with a foam roller under your ankles. From there, all you're gonna do is squeeze the top of the leg and work to try and straighten out the knee. Now, you may be able to straighten it right away depending on your flexibility. If not, don't force that. Allow your range of motion to improve over time. This is going to be really good for lengthening out the back of the knee and strengthening the tendons and ligaments that support the joint. Once again, while strengthening the quad and activating it, it will also allow to provide some length through the back of the hamstring. All of those, again, which will help protect the knee joint. 10 to 15 seconds per side, or reps per side, before moving on to the next exercise. For our next exercise, we have what's called knee marching. You'll want to sit on a box or a bench, somewhere that you can sit close to the edge on and create a 90-degree bend with your knees. From here, all you're going to do is lift your legs, alternating one at a time, towards the same side shoulder. So right leg towards the right shoulder, left leg towards the left shoulder. You want to keep the knee in line with the outer edge of the hip. And you want to make sure that when your ankles return, they come right under the knee, maintaining that 90-degree bend the entire time. Now, as you strengthen this, you can add a band around the toes, or maybe even some dumbbells on top of the knees. Again, this is just going to work to activate the front side of the leg, which will help reduce some of that stress in the knee joint. 10 to 15 reps per side, and you move on to the next exercise. Next up, we have what are called long arcs. You'll still be in the same position on the box. All you're gonna do here is squeeze the front side of the leg, your quadricep, to extend or lift your knee. So you wanna straighten the back of the knee as much as possible here, but you want that movement to come from the quadricep. So as you lift, squeeze the top of the leg, hold it for a breath or two before returning the foot back down to the ground. It's important on these, you never want to slam the foot down, really set it down gently. Again, it's 10 to 15 reps per side. So next we have our hamstring activator, still in that same position on your box or bench with a 90-degree bend in your knees. You're gonna drive through the heels down into the ground, and you're gonna act like you're actively pulling them towards your glutes. So your feet aren't actually going to move here, but the pull of your heels towards your glutes will help to fire up the back side of the hamstrings and the glutes as well. On this movement, you just wanna get as much work done for 60 seconds as possible. So set a timer for 60 seconds. If you can hold it for 5 seconds, rest for a few seconds, and then go back into it. Keep working until that 60 seconds is done, and then you can move on to the next exercise. So next up we have our banded hip bridge. You'll take a mini band. If you don't have a mini band available, you can use no band on these movements, or maybe even a larger resistance band that you could just loop around your legs. But if you have the mini band available, go ahead and take one of those, place it just under the knees for this movement. You'll be laying on your back. Knees will be bent and your heels are going to be directly under the knees. You will lift the hips, so you want to lead the movement by tucking the tail and placing your low back into the ground first, and then lift into a bridge. Your shoulders, hips, and knees should be one straight line. From there, you're just gonna hold that first hip bridge, and again, actively think about pulling the heels towards the glutes. You want your knees and your ankles and your hips to be one straight line, so don't bring your feet all the way together. Allow yourself to have a little bit of space in between the legs. This is another movement that you want to do for about 60 seconds. So just lift the hips and squeeze the backside of the glutes, pull the heels towards the legs, hold it for as long as you can. You can rest when you need to, and then lift back up when you're ready. Again, 60 seconds, and then you move on to the next movement, which is the exact same setup. It is our banded hip bridge abductions. So you will start again in that hip bridge position with the mini band around your knees. This one you have to have a band available. So make sure that you use either a resistance band or a mini loop. What you'll do is drive up through the hips, find that hip bridge position that we found in the first movement, and then all you're gonna do is press out into the band with your legs. You can rep this one out, do 10 to 15 reps, about 3 to 4 times total, and then everything will be primed and prepped and ready to go. All right, guys, thanks for joining me today for this trainer. Like I said, these movements can be done before a workout or during the day. They will really help to activate all the muscles that are gonna stabilize your knees. So whether you're a weight trainer, a bodybuilder, a power lifter, a runner, a biker, a yogi, or you just spend a lot of time at your computer and you don't know what to do to help correct your knees, or maybe even have had a past injury in life, it doesn't really matter who you are. If you have any sort of knee pain, all of these movements will help to improve that. So you can do them independently of each other. You could do them as an entire workout. The choice is yours. I hope you enjoyed the trainer today. As always, if you did, you like, share, subscribe, hit the links below, and we'll see you next time.